Good Tuesday evening to you. It's good to see you folks. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. And who am I? Who am I to say that I am doing pretty good? Why, I am Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, your 5 nights a week purveyor of old school tabletop gaming goodness. How the heck are you? Anyway, I hope you're doing swell. As always, good to see you. Good to be seen by you. And yeah, welcome to it. Welcome to Tuesday. Sorry I was a few minutes late. I had to make sure things were good. Things were perfect. Well, as close to perfect as we get around here. As close to perfect as we get around here. Winter Wolf, hello, how are you? I hope your pelt's growing in. It's supposed to get cold all over the country, except of course for here, over the course of the next couple of weeks. Damien, I see you there. Damien first with the hellos. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a good Tuesday. I'm having a pretty nominal one. It's neither good nor bad, but you know, it's Tuesday. I could never get the hang of Tuesdays. Had a lot of fun playing AD&D last night, which is changing. Let me tell you, rare is the time when I sit down to play a well-run game of first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, either as the dungeon master or as a player at Greetings Dungeon Minister, that I don't have fun. But last night was really special because I got to play my buddy Dan McDougall, who is a relative newbie. Now, in this day and age, most people who embrace first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons are pretty established in life, right? It's not 1978. You're not going to pick up an AD&D book at the mall on Friday and marathon through it Friday night into Saturday morning, invite your friends over and start running it Saturday afternoon and last all the way till late Sunday night, right? Damien, we wish your dad the best of luck and a speedy recovery. But anyway, so we take it for granted that it's a little different. If you get into an AD&D game as not nearly eternal DM, you're a player. Those hours given to the AD&D game is your gaming time. It is your leisure time. So it always surprises me when somebody steps up and says, I want to try and run first edition AD&D. Even after a number of years. And my buddy Dan McDougall did just that. He has been in our game for, I don't know, 4 years, 5 years now, more, less, I don't know. Anyway, he's been in our Monday night first edition AD&D game for a good clip. And he stepped up a few months ago and said, hey, to give you a chance to play and to kind of learn this, I want to try my hand at DMing AD&D. And long story short, not to bury the lead, he is an outstanding DM. So I, as a player, sitting back with my paladin, shouting maledictions at monsters over voice chat on Discord and protecting from evil and laying on of hands and smiting goblins and so on in the caves of chaos of Keep on the Borderlands, because Dan loves it as much as I do and recognizes its foundational position as the wellspring from which so much AD&D goodness grows. He really just hit it out of the park, and I had a lot of fun last night. I had a lot of fun sitting back, swinging sword, killing goblins. It was oodles of fun. Now he's a man about the globe. Dan is a globe-trotting guy. So soon I will take the reins back on the Monday night campaign, but he's just a superlative DM, and I had lots of fun. I had lots of fun playing in his game. And one day, that Monday campaign arc that I'm doing with these characters, one day it will end by hook or by crook. It will end. At that point, will Dan become forever DM? Will somebody else step up? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But anyway, so that's what went on Monday night, and it was lots of fun. Before I did that, though, we were here and we were talking about I1, Dwellers of the Forbidden City, and then later stuff that's going to happen during the week. So I don't think we need to rehash everything to do with that. Because we're going to jump back into I1 in just a minute. Just a little bit of grift. Just a little bit of grift for you guys at the moment. It seems we are kind of high-centered on less than 10 orders, 7, if you must know hard numbers, for the Green Devil face resin castings that I'm doing. I would probably say I'll close that out next Monday. And if there's no orders, I'll just offer up something. Or if there's no further orders, if we don't get 10 orders, I'll just offer something different. So the day I stop DMing, I'll explode like the parents at the end of Time Bandits. No, I'll slowly turn to stone. I think that's what'll happen to me. I'll just slowly just ossify and petrify in place, just at my chair, and people can just wheel me down to the park. I think that's my ultimate fate, is when I stop DMing. But anyway, so that's the news. Them's the updates. There's the grift. Tonight at 9 o'clock, which is rapidly approaching as I sit here jawing with you guys. Tonight at 9 o'clock, we are going to play some first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Now, if you're newly subscribed to the channel, or if you just came by here, and if you did just come by here, please click that subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications, give the video a like if you like what you see, give it a dislike if you don't see. If you disliked it, leave a comment down below and say, I didn't like this. I would recommend X. And we'll address that, because I always want to make a good product for everybody. Yeah, Robert, but I got no grima in my ear, you know. But anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. So we will be playing first edition AD&D tonight, here in just a little while. But we're going to talk about Dwellers of the Forbidden City. Then AD&D at 9 o'clock. I have to share a funny. Dungeon Minister will know exactly what I'm talking about. And I thought about it. Okay, if you go to Twitter and look at the Weather Channel, that's an actual thing. I don't know if they have the Weather Channel internationally, but here in the United States, you know, it is kind of a vestige, a leftover of a time when, before on demand, when there was every media company was releasing hyper specific TV networks. You had Sports Channel, you had, you know, ESPN, you had BET, MTV. There's a game, you know, there was a game show channel. I don't know if it's still available. Horror movie channels. And this is all before streaming. And of course, the Weather Channel. The Weather Channel showed A lovely flyover of the Colorado countryside, winding roads next to lakes, overflying quaint townships. I don't know if a guy did it with a drone or if it was a helicopter shot or a combination of both with some nice, soft, mellow music. Quite lovely. And I saw that and said, okay. Because to me, it looked like 45 seconds from the opening of The Shining. So I tweeted back to the Weather Channel without comment the Dies Irae, the Shining main title song, but done on Moog synth by Rachel Elk. They blocked my tweet. Like, no, we're not. We're hiding that. We're not letting people see that you did that. Oh my gosh. Oh, fun stuff. I guess they're just not in the Halloween spirit yet over there at the Weather Channel. I mean, I didn't do a video mashup, although I should. I should use the video downloader to download it and then put the Shining main title and then tweet that back to them. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And then they're probably going to block me. Oh my gosh. Well, they blocked my, they hid my reply. So nobody can see my reply of Rachel Elkine's haunting and horrifying main title music from The Shining. Anyway, that's enough about that. Reveling in my glory days over horns of mead. Yes. Pints of stout as well. Dwellers of the Forbidden City, and I now have a good working map system, so we'll be able to flip back and forth. So let's start off. Share screen. Share screen, share screen, share screen, share screen. I got to click the same button like 5 times to make this happen. I guess they want to make sure that you have a chance to see it, because I can't imagine that there are not people that have inadvertently shared stuff that they didn't intend to. Sensitive information and information about sensitive things. So the platform homes of the Tazloy is where we got to. Greetings, Stunka. Good to see you. The platform homes of the Tazloy are carefully hidden and camouflaged. Once characters enter the wood, they will have a 1 in 6 chance of noticing a platform. The platforms are constructed of strips of thick bark, woven branches, saplings, and non-sticky spider silk. The dashed lines on the map are vines which connect various points. These are strong enough to hold one normal man and his gear. The platforms are at 3 different heights in the trees. This is noted by the different shadings used on the map. So we have G1 guard posts. At each location are 2 Tazloy, armed with javelins and daggers. Each pair also has 100 feet of rope. Again, Dave, the players can't have 100 feet of rope, but the Tazloy get it. What do you do if they loot these Tazloy, Dave? Now they've got 100 feet plus whatever they had before. Is your module broken? Did you just give the BFG out at the start of Doom 2 entryway? If strangers approach the cops without giving the proper signal, the thrusting of a spear in the dirt, the guards will give a wailing alarm cry to alert the main lair. The Great Platform. Folks, just between you and me, I've seen this platform before. It's not that great. It's the home of the chief. It's rickety. It's just right there. It says it's rickety. 10 females and 10 young. If attacked, the creatures will scatter into the branches. Here, they will attempt to use their natural movement advantage to combat the characters. They will avoid melee using javelins, lassos, and nets instead. In the tree is a large hole in which hidden are 2 potions, extra healing, and levitation. And 3 gems worth 350, 500, and 700 gold pieces. When DMing, how often will more than one player character have rope on them? If they're my players, every one of them will have a coil of 50 feet of rope. Trained spiders. The bullywugs tried this back in the caverns, and it ended in tears. At each location lives one giant spider, bred and trained by the Tasloi. Thorgrim was beside himself with grief. He raised that spider from the time it was young. Each will know certain cries and whistles. Commands they know include go, come, attack, snare, wait, spin, a non-sticky strand, and carry. If any platform is attacked, the Tasloi will call for the spiders. One spider will arrive in 1 to 3 rounds. The second will arrive the next round. They will attempt to surprise a party by attacking from an unexpected direction, shooting first their sticky strands, and then closing for melee. These platforms appear much like the others, except that each is almost entirely surrounded by a dense mass of webs. The drained husks of victims hang throughout the webs. And then we get this wacky stuff. Drum of the Wasp Riders. That's one of Louis L'Amour's worst books, by the way. It's a little fun for Tonka Todd there. I did not say breaded spiders. At the top of one of the tallest trees is a small platform just above the leaves. Supported by several small branches and the thin trunk, the platform sways gently in the breeze and will tilt alarmingly under the weight of a normal human. In the center of the platform is a large light drum and a thigh bone drumstick. Hanging from the edges of the platform are strange leather and vine harnesses. The drum, when pounded, sends out a deep bass buzzing roll that can be heard clearly throughout the valley. The noise will attract the giant wasps from Area B, as these creatures have been trained to come to this signal. Normally summoned by the Tasloi, who use the wasps as mounts. Let's see. Hence the strange harnesses. The wasps will land in and around the platform in 2 to 8 rounds. If not fed special treats, particularly juicy fruits or small gourds of animal blood, the wasps will leave. If the wasps are bothered or attacked, they in turn will attack. If the Tasloi tribe is in serious difficulty, the chief and the shaman will come to the platform, summon the wasps, and attempt to escape. If all the wasps at Area B are slain, no wasp will arrive in response to the summoning drum. Azog, you beat drum. I beat drum, boss. The shaman platform. Greetings, Lightmane. Welcome. Let's see. The shaman's platform. He is a 5th level cleric with the following spells: Cure Light Wounds, a couple of those. Darkness, reverse of light. We know, Dave. We know darkness is the reverse of light. You know, the more I get into this module, the more this starts to feel like a basic module that was repurposed for AD&D. Anybody else get that vibe? Anybody? I'm serious. I'm not kidding, and I'm not throwing any shade on basic D&D. But is anybody getting the basic vibe from this, or am I just kind of reading that into it because Dave Cook did such great work on the basic modules? Second level, chant, resist fire, speak with animals. And third is dispel magic. Always, 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 always put shaman and witch doctors, if you can get them, in your dungeons with humanoids. Watch even 4th and 5th level parties fall back in confusion when they are trapped in darkness, when they are silenced, when their, God, I hate this term, buff spells are dropped. He's a shaman. He's not a druid. He also carries a potion of human control. A potion of human control and a wand of magic missiles with 36 charges. This shaman is strapped. Okay. If the platforms are attacked, the shaman will move into the trees using the potion if this is deemed wise. He will also use the wand, quickly move to another location, and use the wand again. He will avoid exposing himself to missile fire and will not engage in melee. Hidden in a spider silk pouch hanging under the platform are 1,000 platinum pieces. It's worth going after this guy. All right, it's worth going after this guy. Because if you can pull it off, that's a king's ransom right there. That is a considerable amount of grip. So to move on, the sleeping platform. This secondary platform is used by the less favored or weaker members of the tribe. 10 Tazloi live here. Cached in the branches of the tree are 8 large rocks. They'll attempt to drop these on intruders climbing their tree. The chance a rock to hit is equal to the 2 hit of the creature dropping the stone. A stone will do 1 to 10 points of damage and has a 50% chance of knocking the climber out of the tree. Dungeon Minister wants a potion of human control as long as it works on children. That's grape-flavored melatonin. So I'm told. Is 1,000 platinum enough to buy a keep? If I had more time before we got to playing AD&D tonight, I might do the math. That would make a fun experiment. Maybe one night, like between reads, we can do let's build a keep and just go down the math. If it's extant and unoccupied, a kingdom might accept that and say, yeah, old Hrothgar keep out, for 1,000 platinum, sure, it's yours. And then the character has to clear the hex, empty out the keep, perform repairs. No, Dungeon Minister, unfortunately, it's more like, drink this, now take a nap, whether you want or not. Yeah, no, I don't think 5,000 gold equivalent could buy, could actually buy you the keep on the Borderlands. I one of these days I should go through and I should price the keep on the Borderlands. Just like stonework, buildings, and all the various bits and bobs, and just see what it costs just in raw construction material. Hidden various little holes on and around the platform are 50 gold, 500 silver, and 150 copper. Yes, B2 is phenomenal. We are big B2 fans around here. And there's the Tazloi. Tazloi doing what Tazloi do. Now let's look at the map for the G platform. Oops. Come on. Now G2, I think this is the great platform, but you kind of get an idea of what each G platform entails. And then there's solid branches, vine paths, so on and etc. So you really get a feel for what that's like. And I tell you what, if you're into miniatures, this is like an afternoon's worth of work with some crafting wire, some flock, some moss, some popsicle sticks, you could build out this whole thing. How highly do I rate dwellers on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being something like the Forest Oracle, or gargoyles or puppets, and a 10 being Steading of the Hill Giant Chief, well, any of the G modules, really. Tomb of Horrors, Lost Caverns of Sojkonth. I would rate I1 a 6, which sounds bad. It sounds bad, but it's not. It's not. It's got a lot of utility. Good, not great. Like when you talk about classic D&D modules, when you talk about to people my age about times past and summers, we tend to, and I'm sorry, another 10 would be Keep on the Borderlands, obviously. Village of Hamlet's a 9. There's a couple of things that keep Village of Hamlet from being a 10. Maybe I'll do a module ratings video series. But yeah, there's things and there's things. So these are the flets, the platforms. All right, so let's get back to it. The Great Platform, and there's okay. This is a beautiful piece of art, and I have to zip down here. That Tasloy riding the giant wasp. That is like something you would see on like a biker's jacket. Like, have that guy's mouth open and his tongue flopping back and his eyes a little bit bigger, and you got like a Big Daddy Don Roth Rat Fink-esque piece of artwork there. If it was just a little more gonzo, it would be perfect. A great idea, mine, but not so great as a module, more of a setting, yes. As I've said before, there are people who have put this on the Isle of Dread in the world of Greyhawk, and the Lost Caverns of Sojkonth inside the Hidden Shrine of Tamokan inside the Lost City. That's a lot of work, but it then makes the Lost City a phenomenal module. So use map H, Court of the Master. Or wait, no, did I miss something? I did miss something. Okay, well, Court of the Master it is. Court of the Master. Obey your master. Obscure 80s cartoon. I bet you could poke around on YouTube and find it if it does exist, and you're not just having a moment there. And I'm not throwing shade at you. I've had those too, where like I was 100% sure that certain details were what they were, and they were not. This will be a great. I guess if you need a 23-pound copy of it that can stop a 380 round from penetrating, yeah. Greetings, Baron von Headbanger. Court of the Master. Built into this section of the city reserved for nobility, this walled compound shows signs, lad, yes, of recent repair and upkeep. The streets around it are clear of rubble and undergrowth. Yet attack was too slow, no better than that of a clumsy child. This is the abode of the magic user Horan. He normally dresses in a... You know what? No, we're going to actually look at him because he's got stats, and we're going to talk about stats. He has strength 11, Intelligence 16, Wisdom 13, Dexterity 10, Constitution 9, Charisma 14, Alignment, lawful evil. He normally dresses in a silken robe, which hides his bracers of defense AC 4 and his dagger of venom. He also carries a potion of extra healing and a scroll of protection from magic. His spells are first level, Charm Person, Magic Missile, ×5. He is roll and strapped also. Ventriloquism. Second level, Detect Invisibility, ESP, Forget. Invisibility, Forget. Mirror Image. Third level, Clairvoyance, Haste, Hold Person. Fourth level, Ice Storm, Minor Glove of Invulnerability, Rary's Mnemonic Enhancer, already cast. Wizard Eye. Fifth level, Big B's Interposing Hand. Cone of Cold, Feeble Mind, Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound. Sixth level, Guards and Wards, which is a fun spell. Warriors of the Symbion. I don't know if we can talk about that on the channel. Besides the magic items listed above, just in case, Horan also carries a small silver whistle to summon the leopards from Area H2. The leopard! If you're a Monty Python fan. And a miniature elaborately carved chest. This is actually part of a Liamon's secret chest spell. If the chest is undamaged, the characters may summon Horan's secret treasure chest. This chest is locked and may only be unlocked using the key and method described at Area H10. In the chest is a potion of extra healing, a scroll with the clerical spells Cure Disease and Heal, and a Jewel of Flawlessness, and 4,000 platinum pieces. Just like the shaman, Haran's worth the risk, even if your party doesn't know that going forward. Good Lord. And those are worth 500 gold pieces each. The tablets are used by Haran's agents to show at the main entrance guards that they are in Haran's business and guaranteed safe passage. Haran is assisted by the woman Quirno. She has Strength 9. She's a magic user 4. Strength 9, Intelligence 15, Wisdom 11, Dexterity 15, Constitution 9, Charisma 10. She's lawful evil. A ring of free action and carries a wand of negation. Her spells are Friends, Magic Missile, Read Magic, and then Stinking Cloud and Web, aka screw you everybody up to like a 10th level party. And then we get a tactics breakdown on Haran. He's found in Area H7, and we'll look at the H maps in just a minute. If attacked there, he will attempt to become invisible, move to an exit, quickly cast Forget, and leave. While the party tries to remember what has happened, he'll summon the leopards, find Quirno, and move to what seems the safest location. Next, he will cast Guards and Wards, while Quirno alerts the humanoid guards. His remaining spells he will use as the occasion demands. He will attempt to prevent damage to his house. He's got a pretty good setup. He doesn't want to see it destroyed. And the fact that he's lawful evil makes the guy approachable. You don't just have to play him as like a mini boss monster. And I don't recommend you do. If it's sounded before they find him, He summons the leopards, casts guards and wards, and follows that with Mordenkainen's faithful hound. He will then use clairvoyance and ESP to locate and spy on the party. From then on, he'll use his spells to cause the greatest harm to the party at the least risk possible. If Cuerno's alerted, she will move to one of the doors of her room or the hall. There she will cut a small slit in the paper. From this location, she will use web or stinking cloud. Horan has settled in the city and is responsible for the increased raiding by the Yuan-Ti. He is attempting to unite the disorganized bands of the city. He plans, once he has succeeded, to expand his control into the lands around to create let's see what page are we on? 14. Let's see. He is trying to create. There we go. A new empire. He leads the Yuan-Ti with promises of regained evil power and glory. His promises to the bullywugs are much the same. As such, his relation with all members of the city, except the mongrelmen, assures that aid will be given if needed. And let's take a look at the H maps so you guys can kind of get an idea of what we're looking at. So this is his compound. This is Horan's manor, his estate, if you will, here. Area 8 is secret doored off. We'll find out what's going on with that in just a few minutes. But you can kind of apprehend Horan's not an idiot, and he's not kidding around about the defense of his home. Don't play him as such. The wall is 15 feet high, built out of large blocks of unmortared stone. It's covered with vines. These appear to have been trimmed about 3 feet short of the top of the wall. Atop the wall is a small walkway large enough for a single person to stand and move around on. Characters attempting to leave or enter by climbing a wall have a 25% chance of encountering one of the following. And then we got Bugbears Patrol, Bullywug Patrol, Horan or Cuerno, Tazloy Patrol, or Yuan-Ti. No encounter should occur more than once. If Horan or Cuerno is encountered and slain, that personality will not be encountered elsewhere. If an encounter does occur, the monsters will attempt to sound an alarm. If this is successful, the characters will have no chance of surprising the inhabitants of the compound. Leopard guards. Are they leopards that guard? Or are they guards of leopards? Let's find out. In the section of lane between the gates prowl 3 leopards. They have been trained by Horan and will attack any strangers who enter this area. Furthermore, should there be any loud noises in area H4 or H5, the leopards will leap to the wall to investigate. He also has a special whistle, which, when blown, will summon these leopards. They will attack anyone Horan designates. Peace, Dungeon Minister. We'll see you around. Take it easy. Watchtower of the Apes. Kyle, if you're watching, it always comes back to the apes. Hidden under one of the overhanging eaves of this tower are 2 carnivorous apes who guard the entrance. If the intruders look weak or small in number, both apes will attack. Otherwise, one will attack. One will attack, or while the other goes for help. In return for their services, Horan allows the apes to eat what they kill and doesn't mind they're taking an occasional bullywug or tazloy. The apes have collected in their nest 2,000 electrum, 1,000 silver, a ring of fire resistance, and a scroll with remove curse, project image, and incendiary cloud. No, this is a case where I would not say the monsters have this and they're going to use. This is probably just stuff from victims. Garden of the Rust Monsters. This enclosure houses 3 rust monsters being raised for experiments by Haran. Always hungry, they will smell and attack any metal in their area. There are several paths that start from the door of the garden. These are cunningly laid out so that once the characters leave the entrance, they will only see 10 feet of a single path. All further distances and other paths will be out of sight, carefully screened by trees, bushes, and thickets of bamboo. If combat occurs in this area, the leopards from H2 will arrive in 1 round if still alive. The Lily Pond! In the center of this garden is a quiet pond. Reeds grow on its banks, and a small flagstone path leads to the water. Bamboo thickets arch gracefully over one end of the pool. In the bottom of the pool is a large egg. This is a god egg of the bullywugs. Haran has agreed to guard and incubate the egg. Through this, he hopes to gain the trust of the bullywugs. The god egg is actually a panlong egg. And if you're not up on panlong, they're oriental dragons. To see that it's protected, he has summoned an invisible stalker. Instructed very carefully by Haran, the beast will attack any creature other than a bullywug who disturbs the egg. It will also track down any creature who takes the egg. If the egg is destroyed, the invisible stalker will be dispelled. However, the creature is compelled to do all in its power to prevent this from happening. If combat in this area occurs, 1 leopard from H2 will arrive in 1 round if it still lives. The panlung egg is worth 5,000 gold pieces if it is returned to civilization intact. Good luck getting back to a civilized area with a dragon egg, right? And we'll go back real quick. We'll continue. We'll just have a quick look. So far we've looked at the pond, looked at the rust monster area, so on and etc. And that's we're still here in map H, that terrible bamboo font. So Haran's house. The house is built primarily of wood. Stone has been used in places for support. The roof is a combination of shingle and tile. A wide porch surrounds part of the house. The outside walls consist of wooden stairs and shutters so that cool breezes may enter, but rain may be closed out. The interior of the walls are thin wooden partitions. All doors are brightly painted sliding paper panels. They will open easily. And within, we have a hearth room. Several magic mouth spells have been cast around. If the object is the spell is cast on is disturbed, or if another magic mouth in the area speaks. All the spells say, help, help, save us, save us. If these spells are activated, Haran at area H7 will use his clairvoyance to see what has happened. He will then cast Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound and send it to the quarter. How Haran behaves after this is up to the DM. The magic mouth spells are located on the statuettes, all doors but the outside door, the pot, and the tables. And B is a storeroom. There's just some stuff. Reception hall. If he's unless previously alerted, he'll be found here. He will attack as described in a manner best suited to the situation. It ends in a small L-shaped platform 4 inches higher than the rest of the floor. The walls are painted in pastel colors with scenes of jungle landscapes and palaces under siege. Rice straw mats line the walls. On the platform is a flat cushion, an ink pot of red ink, 2 brushes, an inking stone, and a blank scroll of fine rice paper, 100 gold pieces if sold in a large city. Greetings, Peaceibers. Good to see you. The secret study, hidden behind secret sliding panels. This small room provides a place of peace and meditation for Haran. A low bench runs along the length of one wall. Under it is a bucket full of water and a wooden dipper. Hanging on the other wall is a magical scroll painting. Each character who fails to make a saving throw versus spell will see himself or herself in the position of authority over the rest of the party. Those who fail to save will feel the picture shows the truth, that this event will come to pass if he or she wants and tries for it. Those characters who do make a saving throw will see the reality of what will occur, the bickering, quarreling, and vying for power that ambition creates. There is nothing else in the chamber. So this is essentially the player character room, by which I mean both players, the flesh and blood people, and their characters. Cuerno's chamber. Assistant to Haran. She is normally found in this room unless the alarm has been sounded. If she's been alerted to intruders, she will react as explained at the beginning of this section. Whoops. I lost my page. Oh, good Lord. We're way down here. There we go. If Cuerno has not been forewarned or is surprised, she will use web, then attempt to escape using her ring of free action to assist. Aside from a pallet, several cushions, and a small shelf with small vials, statuettes, ceremonial daggers, and old scrolls of no particular value, there's a large chest with several small drawers. The bottom drawer is locked and protected by a Leomund's trap. In the drawers are 1,000 platinum and Cuerno's spellbook. In the spellbook are the following spells: comprehend languages, friends, magic missile, shield, read magic, continual light, hold portal, knock, Leomund's trap, stinking cloud, and web. Notice what Cuerno doesn't have. She doesn't have right. Cuerno does not have the ability to expand her spell library. Wrap your head around that for a second. She's got spells. She's never adding to them again until or unless she gets the right spell. Not the correct spell. It would be the correct spell, but we mean right as in to inscribe or imprint upon something verbal information. Haran's chamber. It's a bedroom of Haran. As such, it is elegantly furnished with a bed. The frame is inlaid with shells and ornamental stones. He buys his stuff at Pier 1 in 1979. A small table, several silken cushions, and 2 scroll paintings, each worth 4,000 gold. On a stand near the door is his gold-bound spell book. It's been protected with fire trap. In the book are the following spells. Gotta love captured spell books. Dig it. Haran doesn't even have right. Affect normal fires, charm person, comprehend languages, erase, magic missile, protection from evil, push, unseen servant, ventriloquism. Second level, detect invisibility, ESP, forget, invisibility, Leomund's trap, locate object, magic mouth, ray of enfeeblement, scare. See, I think given that you're given this spell book, you should mix it up with some of Haran's actual spells. Third level, clairvoyance, feign death, fly, haste, hold person, monster summoning 1, and slow. See, I think he should have a monster summoning 1 memorized. Fourth, fire trap, ice storm, minor globe invulnerability, Rary's mnemonic enhancer, and wizard eye. Fifth level, Bigby's interposing hand. Cone of cold, contact other plane, feeble mind, Mordenkainen's faithful hound. Sixth level, guards and wards, invisible stalker, part water. Beside the book is a platinum key with an orange tassel. It's used to open Haran's treasure chest, hidden by Leomund's secret chest. However, the chest may only be opened by a special method. The chest, when summoned, is a large black lacquered affair covered with a design of a demonic creature brushing an orb with a general's whisk or baton. There is no visible keyhole. To open the chest safely, the tassel of the key should be brushed over the orb. The chest will then open. If it's forced open, a curse will be cast upon the person who did the deed. Failure to save versus spells will cause that character, regardless of race or sex, to grow a beard at a rate of 3 inches per round, 30 inches in a turn. Only a removed curse will stop this growth. The Contents of the chest are listed at the beginning of this section. So you have guard houses with bugbears, and then bugbear brigands. I think somebody was going for a word count by saying bugbear brigands. We know they're brigands. They're bugbears. They're an ill-organized band. Well, they're chaotic evil. Recruited by Haran and the Yonti, these creatures almost cheerfully participate in raids, provided they are paid and fed well. After every raid, the surviving bugbears return to their camps and boast and feast until the next time. Duels for the chieftaincy are common, normally one-on-one, but muggings, feuds, and all-out wars sometimes occur. These battles have no rules, and any dirty trick is allowed. That is correct, Praxis. Family units. We're probably going to wrap at the end of this column here. This is getting on towards time to play Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. A small family group of bugbears, 1 male, 1 or 2 females, and 1 to 4 young, lives here in a shelter, a lean-to, a hollow in the rocks, or under a broken roof. Family units will possess a variety of weapons: swords, battle axes, spears, throwing hammers, throwing axes, or possibly polearms. The DM should determine how each group is armed. In each camp will be sections of battered armor, haunches of rotten meat, and other bits of junk. Hidden somewhere in the junk will be 0 to 19 gold pieces. Treat 20 as a 0. And then there's a swinging bachelor pad of bugbears. How about that? At each location are 1 to 3 bugbears armed with swords, spears, or maces. This group is the young males of the band, those who have not yet found or stolen mates. For treasure, they possess highly polished and gaudy pieces of junk. Often they will wear these items, dressing themselves in extremely poor taste by human standards. Although the bachelors will yell and gesture fiercely, a fast charge or show of force by an organized party may succeed in chasing them away. They're bugbears. They're average intelligence. They're not apes. So we have the swinging bachelor apartments, and now we've got the VFW. That is a shame, isn't it, Wave? Next time you're at the market and you have a chance to go back, go ask the butcher if he'll sell you a haunch of something. I like a haunch of pork. A haunch of lamb, perhaps. Battle-scarred veterans. At each location will be found a single bugbear, larger and tougher than most. They're armed with a morning star and military fork or glaive. These hoary beasts are often scarred, have patches of fur missing, and often appear to move stiffly or with a limp. And we'll take a quick look at the eye maps. There's our busted bugbear villa. I won't mention his wife's haunches, wave of mutilation. I won't. I will not do that. So you got a little map there, little outdoor dungeon, for lack of a better term, or you can go door to door killing bugbears. Excuse me. I did not get nearly enough sleep last night, and I'll tell you why. And then we're going to move on to other things. As we're done, we will return to I-1 tomorrow. We have I, J, and K, and then L and M before we wrap up this module. So this is kind of funny. At least I think it's kind of funny. Maybe it's not. We have a bear in our neighborhood. We have always had bears. Behind me, if you walked through that door and then opened my garage door and walked out and kept going across the street and then through my neighbor's yard and then just kept walking, you would come to where the largest bald cypress tree still in existence in the United States is standing. It is the spear point end of a massive wooded green area. We have deer, coyote, bears, and then smaller critters too. Directly in front of me, if you walked out that door that is behind the camera, and then took a left and then an immediate right and opened my back door and kept walking, you would find yourself in another green belt. Long before people got here, bears moved freely between those two areas. The houses are now Morrison's cafeterias. They stop and feast on garbage. At least mine, anyway. So I get tired of shoveling garbage up in the mornings. And it's usually September, October, because they're getting some fat on to, you know, hibernate. So we've had this happening often. It's happened 2 or 3 times. And so after shoveling the garbage into the can the last time, ripped open bags and all, I made enough space in the outer garage there, which is also where I do 3D printing and such, dragged the can in and closed it. Our garbage truck comes really early. I was up exceptionally late playing AD&D and then talking with Alan Grohe on Discord via voice. So I got in very little sleep before I had to be up at 5 to greet the trash pickup. So I'm a little fuzzy around the edges right now. Don't adjust your sets. That's me. So I apologize if I've yawned during the video or if I've kind of faded a little bit more even than I usually do. But let's close out this portion of the show because we're about to play AD&D, first edition AD&D. Let's close out this portion of the show on a positive note. And as you may or may not have noticed, there are several ways you can support the show. If you also want to support it beyond clicking the subscribe button, the bell icon for notifications, and you don't want to do a super chat, you can support us on Patreon, Subscribe Star. You can buy me a coffee, PayPal Direct. You don't have to, but you can. I'm just saying it's there. There's the option. And there are some folks who have elected to, and I elect to thank them. So let me say special thank you to Joshua Garlock, Lord Corion, Ricky Maru, Mobius, Kevin Reynolds, Doomsword Deathmaster, Mark Simpson, Damien247, James F. Keck, William Smith, The Dungeon Minister, Manny Wall, Mark Corey, Kevin Wood, Todd Sharp. Stabs you. Carnivore Farmer, Rob, Jeremy Rule, Bo Ganora, Mikey Mank, Sky Hernstrom, Pete Sullivan, and the whole DM's Council, as well as Baron Von Headbanger. So thank you to you folks who choose to do that. I appreciate it greatly. It literally helps keep the light on around here. It makes this possible more than beyond me sitting in my car with my cell phone perched precariously on the dashboard, pulling D&D books out of a milk crate on the passenger seat next to me. No, I actually have a house with electricity and the whole 9 yards. And it is in no small part beyond you guys willing to help out. More knuckle cracks? No, it does not make your joints swell or give you arthritis, by the way. It's not bad for you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. It is literally just elastic bubbles snapping when you move them. Anyway, so thank you to those people. We've almost got everybody here ready to play first edition AD&D. I'm just going to check real quick and make sure that I got the, let's see. Yes, everyone is messaged. So we'll be going over there. Well, I won't be going anywhere. I'll be bringing my players in here momentarily. We are waiting on one person, on a single person. So is anyone planning on doing any fun Halloween themed gaming? Of course, on Friday nights for the rest of October, we're playing Classic Call of Cthulhu Livestream for you guys. And that's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Well, I mean, looking forward to more sessions of it. I hope you guys are. Mobius says, Greyhawk. It's awesome. So, yeah, just checking a few things here. All right, well, we're going to wait just a couple more minutes to see if our final player steps in. And if they don't, well, you'll see who they aren't when the other players join it. I saw something. I saw a discussion. Question: Live Day show tell on the mini show. Here's minis. Some are painted, most are not. Sci-fi is mostly up there, and the rest is fantasy. That's it. I mean, there's 2 or 3 truly interesting things over here that I could talk about, Tonka, and I'm not being. Oh God, wave of mutilation. Why? Anyway, but there's not a lot to say just about the rank and file. The vast majority are common things that you can just go and buy. I mean, I do have some odds and ends over there that are kind of interesting, but would I go and just like the whole shelf, like, and this little guy I picked up at Gen Con? No, I'm not going to do that. I mean, if I think there's something that like merits a huge discussion about its rarity, sure. But we have a lot of printed gaming material, and not even just Dungeons and Dragons before I have to start just talking about individual minis. Folks, it looks like our 4th is not coming, so let us don we now our rocking headset and welcome our adventurers into the world of Greyhawk. Master of magic, professor of prestidigitation, and all-around swell guy, Abner, played by Mark. They say those who forget history are doomed to repeat it, and when our next participant gets his PhD and starts teaching it, that will be extra true for his students. Welcome, TK, playing Sir Outlier. And finally, a guy whose entire handle on the channel any part of it you can take out and piece together. It is the Lego of badass sounding character names. Doomsword Deathmaster as Turgo. Greetings, one and all, my friends. How are you this evening?
Sleepy.
So, no, not Lynx the Fighter today.
No, not Lynx the Fighter. Yes, we are missing Lord Corion. If you know him on social media, rattle his cage. But no, I hope everything is okay, and that it is merely just a scheduling that prevents him from being here.
Same.
That is always, our hope. And hey, as I said at the beginning of the show, it's not 1978 and we're all, elementary school kids and we can just drop whatever we're doing to go play D&D anymore. Real life does interpose itself from time to time. So we hope that he is doing just fine, and it is just, again, a scheduling issue. That said, adventurers, whither goest thou?
Well, you asked about I guess before we get started, you asked about holiday games, Bill, and I can't wait to run a Halloween themed game every year. So I need ideas either from y'all or whatever, but I like to do a different horror theme each year. And so last year was very House of a Thousand Corpses.
Well, okay. First of all, I'm flattered that you asked. I will ping you with some ideas on the Discord.
Do it.
But I have so many ideas that it would slow down our gaming this evening. So let's get it and hit it now. There was a question about your hireling. Excuse me.
Doomsword, you mean?
Yes, Doomsword's hireling. You're in the general sense. And I have actually created a character for him now. May I introduce to you Darawesh the fighter? He is a human male fighter. He has 5 hit points. He is neutral good. He is a gambler and a net fisherman by trade.
He'll somewhat fit in, at least the first part. I mean, not the alignment part, the gambler part.
Well, neutral
He's
good
half neutral.
Good, isn't it? Exactly so. He is +1 to damage because of his strength, and he has an additional hit point because of his constitution, and he has 5 hit points. So he is DMPC for the while, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. What do you gentlemen wish to do?
Did we get out of the dungeon last week?
I believe we did.
Okay, with TK, with Sir Outlier's new friend.
Yes,
the ogre
not
that
friend in quotes, friend period.
Yeah, you may think he's your friend. I'm not sure if he thinks you're his friend, but you're friend / prisoner. Okay, so
hey, I wasn't the one that wanted to kill his brothers.
Hey,
right?
I wasn't going to bring up that.
Yeah,
but we got out of the dungeon. So let's leave Jeff, who's not here, back in the longhouse.
Yep.
Okay.
Do we want to go back into the dungeon? Your friend Jim.
Yep.
Said there was treasure to the south of where he lived.
Oh, Jim, by the by.
Yes.
I'll turn to him. Go, come here. And I'm going to lead him over to where the stable is.
Okay, he goes over there.
So I'm going to show him around, tell him, make himself comfortable, hang out, keep an eye here. We have a couple of people in the house. When we're all gone, feel free to hang out, that kind of thing. I just don't want you, scaring them in the arms or anything, all right?
Okay. I forget, did you guys have mules for your cart?
I think we had a draft horse for our cart.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Let him know that the draft horse is not part of the buffet.
Yes, that was next. That was next on my list of please don't eat the animals, go outside and find a deer, right? That kind of thing. If you club a local cow or something, that's a little different. But don't. We need the horses.
All right, he seems very disappointed in this, but accepting for the moment.
Okay.
He doesn't like your benefits package.
Well, the benefits package comes to the tune of 10 gold a month.
He kind of rubs his chin.
And all the beer I can bring him.
Sounds quite nice.
So
all right.
we that would include my bodyguards and the new henchmen, adventure back into the dungeons.
Yep.
Okay. Cistern or elevator?
Let's go cistern because we may as well find that treasure that he was talking about.
Okay, let's do it.
And we need to introduce the new guy easy anyway. We don't want him to run before it ever even started.
If he hasn't run already, he's fine.
I'll introduce him to Jim. I feel like there would be a spiel to all of the other followers. Like, hey, this is Jim. Right? The whole Alcoholics Anonymous thing. Hi, Jim. Right? That kind of thing.
All right, so you head on your way. We'll just make a quick check because you guys know how much I love doing this. Mm-hmm. But nothing untoward happens on your way back to the Castle Greyhawk itself, and it's as you left it a couple of hours ago. The clouds of flies that were buzzing along behind Jim are still confusedly buzzing around. Now that he's gone.
Question for the party, though.
Yeah.
If we want, we can rest 4 hours and I can regain 2 spells. Or we can push on ahead. I've still got plenty of gas, so I'm all right.
I'm mostly fine for spells as well.
Then let's keep going. Let's make a day of it.
Yep.
All right.
His brother did clonk me on the head, but good. So I guess on the way back over, DM, can I cast Cure Light Wounds on myself?
Certainly, yes, you can, and you will regain.
Oh, you're rolling. Okay.
5 hit points.
Awesome. All right. And that leaves me with 2 more in case something happens.
Correct.
So let's go down the cistern and in through the crumbled wall in the western chamber. And frankly, both Abner and Mark is totally confused by the geography over there, so my map is crap. But if we can find south from the ogres, we'll be good.
Alrighty.
Don't feel bad, Mark. I'm more lost than you are.
Yeah.
You abseil down into the cistern. There is one right next to it that is slightly askew. It is a twisted cistern, but you don't have to take that.
We're not going to take it.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
we're not going to take it anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
All right. And there you find yourself at the bottom of the cistern. Nothing comes out to greet you, as it were. And everything, again, is exactly as it appears when you left it.
All right, let's head towards the caves, and I think head left. Was that right?
Yeah. This is where it already gets confused. So we should head to the area that's south from where the ogres were in the caves.
Okay, so going south of where the ogres were takes you down the broad gallery towards the narrow tunnel that led to the to the whites. I mean, the gallery extends beyond it.
Yeah.
But I should just point that out, though, that there are
Okay.
whites and piercers in another room and so on.
I wonder if I worry that the treasure was what we already got from the whites.
Maybe.
But perhaps we should continue on as far away from that opening as possible and around it quickly.
And we already murdered those piercers, so
There's probably more.
probably.
Keep your eyes on the ceiling.
Okay, so the gallery broadens out into a rough triangular shape. There is a large pond in the midst of it. But it appears that the cavern wall just dead ends here.
Do I detect anything with the stonework?
A
Secret
fine
door,
question.
passage.
No secret doors, no passages. It just appears to be living rock.
Okay. Well,
How deep do we think? Turgo, you have a 10-foot pole.
I do.
Would you prod the pool for me
Absolutely.
gently?
let's play a game called Dunk the
Of
Elf.
course.
Okay. Turgo, you kind of poke into the pool. You think you've probably hit mud because it goes in maybe a foot or so and then kind of stops. And if you lean on it, it sort of slowly sinks in.
Okay. All right. I'll bring the pole out and examine the end of it, and also smell it. To make sure it smells and see how the water, assuming it's water, smells.
You pull your 6-foot pole out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And rising up behind it, almost snake-like, is a disgusting plastic grayish substance sort of coming up and undulating towards where the party is. It is the color of wet stone, but it is fluid and plastic like mud or wet sand, has kind of a faintly granular surface. You all, of course, recognize this as a gray ooze. So, Abner, what is Abner doing?
Leaving.
TK?
Casting Bless.
And Turgo.
I'm throwing that pole on the ground and leaving.
Okay. Alrighty then. And the men-at-arms of various employ are leaving, and I'm guessing that your henchmen will be moving back with you.
Well, hell,
Turgo.
if that's the case,
If he wants to live.
Yeah. Outlier raises his hand. P.S. Udami. Oh, crap.
Yeah, right. It's like, okay, no, never mind. Sorry, I'll run.
Okay. Let's see then. I need to.
Outlier's ready for it. He's like, come on, let's fight it. And then just, guys.
This is the second place we ran into oozes and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, there could have been something under it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and roll initiative, and we'll just start at the top, going down. Mark, roll initiative, please.
2.
Okay, you're all kind of backing up. You're pulling on Sir Outlier, and the men-at-arms are kind of bumping into each other because this is horrible and kind of frightening, and the sort of wave of gray ooze washes ashore, and it's sort of close enough. You think if it lashes a pseudopod at you, it's going to be able to do so. And in fact, given this is a target-rich environment, it is going to do so.
Abner
All this
points at
having
one of his henchmen.
Not the ending, one of the hirelings, the valet or something.
Okay, but it misses. The men at arms had already gotten the fallback order, so they're fighting withdrawing away from this thing. And anyone sticking around to fight, are you falling back also?
Yeah, fall back.
I'll fall back.
Yep, leaving.
Hopefully it's not fast.
Okay, let's go ahead and roll initiative then. TK, please.
2.
It is a tie. You guys are moving back. It lashes another pseudopod out. Let's see. It's in a target-rich environment, but as I said, the men-at-arms had started to fall back. So we'll just kind of focus on you guys. You're the heroes anyway, right? Turgo, it swats at you. Your armor class is a what?
6.
Is a 6. Okay. And that is not the monster attack table. That's the assassination table, which I guess if we were playing anything after 2nd edition, the thing might actually have levels of assassin.
Maybe.
Not in my game.
My
So
you wearing a headband of intellect.
Yeah. It happened. I mean, I am kind of why the really, really funny comic strip Rusty exists, but that's another story. Let's have a gander here. So yeah, you gotta. It just kind of just snaps and pops you, just like lashes and leaves a nasty welt. It rips away a little bit of skin. You take 2 points of damage. That is the weakest 2d8 I have ever rolled. I certainly couldn't have rolled any weaker. But you guys can now fully withdraw, as yes, you are very much faster than it.
That's going to leave a mark.
Literally.
So we have ogres to the north. Well, former ogre apartments to the north that have oozes beyond them. Here at the south, we have oozes, and there's a white in the middle. Have
9
we
of
missed?
them.
There are a bevy of whites in the middle, or whatever the collective noun of a white is. And
White. WIGHTS is
A pant load.
yeah, pant load of whites.
a crypt load of whites.
Is there any other passages, galleries, etc., that we have not at least walked through?
Down this main gallery, after you leave the junction of many corridors, where you could go north to the ogres, or continue to the west, or back towards the cistern. No, there are no passages you have not been down.
Continue to the west, you said. So
Yeah, back at the junction, there is a cave that looks like, or rather, a tunnel that looks like it goes west, but curves away slightly to the south.
let's try that next.
Sure.
So Turgo out in front a little bit for scouting.
Yeah, I'll take
with your now shorter pole.
Oh, I threw that thing down. I don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
I'll hand Turgo.
In its dim animal intellect, the gray ooze is like, ooh, breadsticks.
Go ahead and take my bill.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay, so you have a bill hook. You may use it as a probing tool, but you may not use it as a fighting arm.
No, I would never dream of using that thing, but I will poke stuff with it. Preferably not gray ooze.
It's replaceable.
And speaking of which, Wizard, how do we deal with these gray oozes, assuming that we must go through them at some point?
I believe you asked me that just earlier today, And
Oh,
I still haven't researched that yet. Yes.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I forget that you wizard types must research. It doesn't come natural.
Oh, it comes very natural, just with time.
Ah.
I mean, I have a recommendation as to how to deal with them. Fire, few disposable weapons, more fire.
Send in Jim.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are going. You have reached the reached kind of the intersection.
Mhm.
What are you following the westward passage?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So away westward you curve. The passage almost immediately starts sloping, you think, southwestward. Turgo is out in front. How far out in front are you? 30 feet, 50 feet, what?
Yeah, it's usually about 30 feet. Just on the edge of any torchlight the rest of the group is carrying.
Okay. So when you get to the edge of that, presuming you give your eyes a moment to adjust, nothing jumps out of the dark at you. You can immediately see that this tunnel that you've gone about 30 feet down continues maybe for another 20, 25 feet, and then opens into a large cave off of which there are spurs that lead in different directions.
All right, I'll continue up, moving toward the entrance to that cave to get a better look. And I think the way we've been handling it is as long as I continue moving, the other guys follow up behind.
Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty. So you arrive in, as I said, sort of a nexus of many caves, or many tunnels, rather, many tunnels. To the west, the opening is almost 20 feet broad, and you can see it leads into what appears to be a large cave whose opening goes northwest. To what you think is exactly due north is a narrow tunnel of about 6 feet. There's the tunnel you just came in. To the southeast is a tunnel that's perhaps 8 or 10 feet wide, that looks like it opens into a roughly 20-foot across cave. And then to the southwest is a narrow tunnel that curves away at an angle that you, from where you're standing at the juncture, you can't really see beyond about 20 feet, but it appears fairly uniform in its dimensions. You know, about 9 feet high and about 6 feet wide.
Okay. Was there anything at the far end of this cave of junctions, or did that just close off up there, other than the 3 passageways you mentioned?
Anything in the far end? Oh, the broad cave to the west.
Yeah. So I came in to a cave, and I know that there's 3 pieces off of it. Is that it? And it just closes off toward the side directly opposite me. Like, have I seen to the end of that junction area?
Oh, I'm sorry. So it curves to the northwest, and you can't quite see around it because it's a rather sharp turn to the northwest.
Okay. Got it. All right. I suppose I'd turn around to the southeast, trying to maintain my process of following the right wall.
Okay.
And proceed cautiously.
Okay. So this room that you come into has kind of an oily, noisome reek to it. And out of the darkness fly a trio of javelins at you. Miss. And let's see. Pull up my notes. I'm just checking to see if that would have... Yeah, so one of them actually does land home and inflicts 3 points of damage. So you were actually surprised, and you can now see looming out from behind stalagmites and from behind boulders, there is a trio of troglodytes.
Okay.
And they are hissing, and they are hefting crude axes now. The rest of you hear a commotion down to the southeast.
Well, that explains the smell.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'll yell out troglodytes and brandish my weapons and hold my ground.
Yep, I'll go join him.
Abner will bring up the rear, and when he gets there, he'll probably cast a spell.
Okay. Darawesh is leaping into the fray also with his broadsword drawn. So, yeah, you've got three troglodytes here. Turgo, what are you doing?
I'm gonna attack. Well, assuming they've grabbed these hand axes now, I'm just going to I'm gonna stand my ground and wait for them to approach me. Assuming they approach me.
Alrighty.
Come get some lizards.
All right, let's roll initiative then, and we'll see if the lizards are in fact going to come and get some.
I suppose that's me.
That's you.
1.
They rush forward to get some, but they will spend their rounds closing the distance in front of you. The smell is ungodly awful. Give me a saving throw versus poison.
Ooh, that is an interesting question, DM.
Yes.
So I had a harpy encounter with my players the other day. There were 6 of them, so I had them save V spells 6 times for their when they started their individual songs. So for when you fight multiple troglodytes, do you save for each trog, or do you just save for once?
They're bunched up and they're all kind of dealing it. If it was harpies, they would all be singing different sections of the music that they would be singing, but the troglodytes are just generally stinking up the room.
Their own quarry of hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I failed my save.
Okay. You can still fight, but you're kind of trembling. You will lose a point of strength. Yeah, the bile rises up, and you just like suddenly unbidden, you've got a mouthful of vomit. The rest of you who are moving up in this round, henchmen, hirelings, and characters, give me save versus poison.
Oh, goody. This is just like Genan's first adventure in the troglodytes.
Mm-hmm.
What an incredible smell you've discovered. All right.
Yeah, Genan runs in and goes, "Oh, I hate this smell," and is sickened by it.
Okay.
He failed. And both of his bodyguards are also sickened.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. How about the rest of them? Somebody want to dice for theirs? So I've already rolled for Darawesh. He might have just made it.
Does a 12 pass for Leo?
No. No, it absolutely does not.
Then Nurm fails as well.
Okay. Yes, Darwesh saves. And he's like, come on, it smells, but it's not that bad.
He's going to save us all.
Now, I will tell you this. If, let's just say, for the sake of argument, another troglodyte rushed up from down the hallway and joined them,
Save again.
And that would include Darwesh. So
yeah.
While sickened, can Abner still cast spells, or his?
Oh, absolutely. It's just you're down a point of strength.
That doesn't matter much to him right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we'll just make this uniform. Okay. All right. So yeah, you guys are now toe to toe. There's 3 troglodytes. They're hissing hatefully in their own vile tongue, wielding axes, very crude axes with stone heads. What is well, I know what I know what the fighters are going to do. So, what is Abner going to do?
He's going to start with sleep, although he thinks that these might be a little bit higher level than that. But sleep. Okay.
Sleep. Fighter's going to fight.
Apply sword to problem.
Excellent. How about an initiative roll then from Doomsword?
I just rolled. I don't know. I'll roll again.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
You.
3.
Okay, the Trogs go first, and just for the sake of simplicity, they are striking at Outlier, Turgo, and Darwesh. Not a good night for Turgo. He is struck again. This is with an axe. That's why they smell so bad. It's Axe body spray. And take 2 more points of damage. And they're hissing, and, very slee stacky. I will counterattack with Darwish, but sleep comes first. Roll.
Ooh, yeah, it does.
Are they 2 or 2 plus something hit dice?
They are 2 hit dice.
That would be 2d4.
2d4.
Nice.
So that is 1. Damn it, just 2. But it's something.
Okay. 2 of them slump to the floor.
Better than nothing.
And the other one does not. Melee attacks, please. I'll roll for Darwesh.
I mean, if I attack a sleeping one, I'm not going to care. So.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Can I kill a sleeping one?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you can just split his head open.
That roll was awful.
Okay. How about Turgo? Is he attacking one of the sleeping ones or the remaining awake one?
The remaining awake one. I've had just about enough of their silly business. I'll do a wield, and attack first with my longsword. And I'm pretty sure that's going to miss. And then my dagger. The longsword definitely missed. And my dagger hits.
Okay, roll your damage.
That would be 4 points.
Okay, yeah, you rake across his rubbery, foul, oily hide, and he croaks angrily at you and lunges back at you. Actually, while he's attacking you, he is letting out a loud, croaking, hissing sound that echoes. Just letting you know.
Okay.
Does anyone speak troglodyte?
I know what that symbol would mean. I don't have to speak troglodyte. It means we're about to use this cave as a narrow-mouthed fortress.
Mm-hmm.
It means we're going to be making extra poison saving throws.
And Abner's not going to want to stand there for much where he is for much longer.
All right, hang on a second.
Were there any other exits to this cave, TM, when you get a chance?
Just on the other side. There's the way you came in, and then there's the on the other side. So let's see.
I was afraid the reinforcements would be coming from behind us.
He didn't say they weren't.
That's fair.
Okay. Well, I wasn't going to do it, but now that you bring it up, yeah, you can hear the disgusting flapping of troglodyte feet on the ground as you're standing there. Abner Kadabra, this one is still fighting. He was actually struck by Darwash, who does. Actually, broadsword is 2d4, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. 2 to 8.
Yeah. He stabs it and wounds it, but otherwise, it's still up. Okay. The round ends, and you don't see any coming, but you do hear a great hissing and burbling and so off from the south. So what do?
Well, let's murder the living one.
Yeah, Abner's gonna wait to see where the reinforcements come in.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll initiative then. I'm sorry, go ahead.
How long is this? Like, if the reinforcements come from further south, how far away is that from us?
Okay, yeah, you can see it in your light sources now. So you kind of came in the northwest corner of this sort of roughly diamond-shaped room, and you're talking about maybe 30 feet to the tunnel that they would be coming in from.
Okay. And he knows where he's going to put a sleep spell if need be.
All right. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to cast Bless.
I'll continue attacking.
Alrighty.
Now I cast the Bless.
Now you cast the Bless. Bless takes a full round to cast. Yes, go ahead and...
1.
All right, he's going to go first, and he is going to swing at... he is actually going to swing at Darwash.
Take the pain, Darwash.
Darwash brings his shield up and says, "Or don't get hit."
There's that too.
Okay. That ends his round. Counterattacks, please. And by the way, those of you who are taking penalties to your strength, that is you lose another point of strength, but then it stops. You kind of get used to it.
Right, so that was cumulative for 2 rounds, basically.
That was cumulative for 2 rounds, yeah.
Okay, cool. That still doesn't give me a penalty. I guess I'll attack with my longsword. And that's a 16. That should be no problem.
That will hit, yeah.
And the dagger, that's a... I just had to figure this penalty. Yeah, that's an 11. I don't think that.
Yeah, that's not going to hit. You do, however, stab him a new cloaca, and he falls croaking to the floor and twitching. And then you see it in by 2s, but then quickly widening out. You see no fewer than a dozen, and probably more behind it, troglodytes. Just a wave of troglodytes coming forward. Bless is now active. It is a new round. They spend their round crossing the room, but what is the what are the party's actions? What is Abner casting?
How wide is this room?
This room is approximately at its widest point. You think it's about 25 feet.
25 feet. Crap. Okay, so a little too wide for web. But can I cast web a little bit further back to cut off at least some from the back?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Then I'll cast web as close as I can to cut some of them off from us, at least.
Okay, so the web in the back to stop troglodyte attack, and in the larger room, it'll turn into a ballroom blitz.
As always. Yep.
Okay.
Standard operating procedure.
Gotcha. And Doomsword and TK and Men-at-Arms and Darawesh are going to continue to fight, yes?
I'm going to cast Silence.
Okay. So Men-at-Arms...
Not on us.
No,
on
I
them.
understand.
Okay.
Men-at-Arms, Turgo, and Darawesh are going to continue to fight. You're dropping a silence spell on them. Cylon's 15-foot radius by your command. If only, right?
Which is, there's only one thing I have to say to them. No more reinforcements for you.
Jack R says, how deep in the wilderness and how many henchmen are in the crew? They are actually in level 1 of Castle Greyhawk, my own Castle Greyhawk. And there are... How many?
4 hirelings, 1 henchman.
4 hirelings, 1 henchman. For some reason, I was thinking it was a larger than that one.
No, there is more with Jeff.
Yeah, we got 3 more with Jeff, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Do we all have to make saves again?
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes, you are.
I have to roll above a 5, and I do.
And we maintain those 2 points lost already.
Yes.
Doesn't it have a bonus as well?
Darawesh made his save.
Abner and crew, no save. No, making no save. We're out.
Come on, man. I made that one.
Abner and his bodyguards have very delicate noses.
So the back of the party is starting to become rather filled with puke. But as I said, they spent their round closing, so you guys can attack them. I'm rolling for Darawesh.
Cool.
He misses. He slips in a puddle of henchman vomit.
And Outlier's Bless gives us +1.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But that was such a low roll.
I suppose I'll go ahead and attack.
And then roll for your hirelings who have spread out. There's enough room here because it's almost 20 feet wide that you have a good skirmish line in front of you.
All right, my longsword is this die is kind of crappy to read. Is a 17. That's a hit. And
that is
my
a hit.
dagger. My dagger is a 15. I believe that's a hit.
That is also a hit.
One of the bodyguards rolled an 18. That's probably going to hit.
Okay.
5 points for one of my bodyguards.
Okay.
And the casting time for silence is 5 segments, so that should go off.
Okay.
I did. Go ahead.
No, I was just about to ask you how much damage you did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I actually did real well. I did 9 with the longsword and 5 with the dagger.
Oh yeah, you slay him where he stands.
Magic weapons for the win.
All right, so there is 1 less troglodyte. It looks like there's maybe 18 that crammed themselves forward. Now you're not facing 18 in combat. But these are they're just packed in, and the smell is horrible, and they're shaking javelins, and there's some in the back, but they're too short. They're trying to stab at you. So let's see. New round. What is Abner doing, Mark?
Cast sleep. He might be able to get a couple down.
Sleep. Okay. The low-level magic user's fireball. TK, you have silenced. You have blessed. What's next?
Apply sword.
Insert sword into monster. You gotta love it. Turgo gonna continue to melee?
Absolutely.
Darawesh yells, "Rush in and die, dogs!" The men at arms are clashing their weapons on their shields. They're ready for it. So, who rolled initiative last for the side?
That was
Mark.
TK's turn.
Hey, finally a decent number. That's a 4.
Nice.
Party will go first.
Bodyguards miss.
Okay.
Why am I even looking? I hit AC 0.
Okay, yeah.
15 points of damage.
All right, you slay another one. There are now
17.
16. There are now 16 left facing you. Darwish attacks one he hit prior and slays it. Actually, no, he didn't hit one prior, but he injures it. So the other 2 men at arms and then Turgo.
Okay, you roll for Leo and Nerm.
I will do so. Let's see. Ooh, that's a 16 and that's a 16 from Leo. That would be level 1 follower. Are they level 1 or level 0?
0.
They are level 0, but that's still sufficient.
That's an AC 5.
Let me double check that.
Yeah.
That is sufficient.
Okay. Word. All right. And D8. 4.
Okay, that troglodyte did not like that. Mark, roll your number for slip.
For slip is...
For slip.
Slip and
5. 5.
Okay, so a bunch of them slump and fall to the floor. This kind of causes some confusions in the backs of the ranks. Counterattacks. We're just going to go down the line. I'm going to roll on.
Sorry,
I'm sorry.
I was waiting. So I'll make my attacks. Yes, sir.
Yes, please. Please.
All right. The longsword is a miss.
Okay.
And the dagger is a miss.
All right. He dances back. You would have gotten it, but he stumbled over the sleeping body of one who fell behind him. All right. I will roll. Let's see. We're going to roll attacks on the hirelings. That is a fistful of misses. There's not a single double-digit score.
Excellent.
Jack, thank you for stopping by. We'll endeavor to persevere. This one is against Darwesh. Another miss. This one is against Turgo. That is... Oh, that's a hit.
Turgo, you're a magnet tonight for...
I am. At least these guys suck at rolling damage.
That's 4 points of damage. This is against Sir Outlier. And that is a miss.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so 5 are asleep. 12 are 11 are still awake. You guys up front, 7, so there's 4, and they're looking at their fallen friends and starting to shake them and slap them. So in the new round, Mark, what is Abner doing?
Last sleep on the ones that are still awake.
Okay. TK, what about Sir Outlier? Apply sword to monster?
Apply sword to monster.
TK, same? I'm sorry, Turgo, same?
Yes.
All right. And remember, everybody's losing another point of strength because almost all of you failed again.
Yep.
Nope.
I made it this time.
Being a dwarf.
Oh, that's right. You guys did. Okay, so let's Let's see. Whoever didn't roll initiative last time, roll it now.
Here we go.
Muted.
You're muted, bud.
I said, ooh, 5.
Okay. They're just that much faster. So we're going to roll across the line. This is against the 4 henchmen. Well, the 4 henchmen first, and then okay, there it is. Another 1471.
I like these troglodytes.
1471. The troglodytes attack numbers. Okay, this is against Darwesh. Oh,
Damn.
Darwesh takes a blow. Darwesh is struck. And fortunately, he only takes a point of damage from the troglodyte stone hand axe. This one is against TK for Sir Outlier. That is off the map. Oh, that's, let's see.
AC 0.
Well, that is a miss anyway. And finally, that is a miss against Doomsword. Sleep. Roll it 2d8. Because they're kind of starting to
2d4.
I'm sorry, 2d4.
I'll do 2d8 if you want. Hey,
No,
hey,
2d8.
I was going to take it.
2d8.
6.
Okay, so the ones that were still asleep, only a few had started to awaken. You got 6. How many did you get last time? 5? 5. Okay, so there were 5. There are 8 in the skirmish. So
that leaves 4 awake.
Yeah, that's 4. That's 4 on the front lines. These all fall. And you got 4, so counterattacks, please.
Can I get to an awake one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that hits. I bisect 1.
Okay.
14
There's
damage.
3 remaining.
1 hireling hits somebody for 3 points.
All right, that one is still up. Darwesh misses.
Longsword hits AC 5. And dagger hits nothing.
Okay, longsword damage.
That's sweet.
Come on, finish one off.
Trying. Oh, max 11.
Yeah, you run him through. So there are 2 remaining.
Leo and Nerm.
Nope.
Leo and Nerm.
Nope.
They rolled Jack and shit.
And or shit. Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
Jack just left town.
I want to get a big D20 that like numbers 1 through 5. It just says no.
Yeah.
All right. So these remaining 2 begin to croak piteously, drop their crude weapons, and begin to crawl backwards away from you.
Into the sphere of silence.
Well, they're not making the alarm croak. It's just more of a and they're shuffling. They're supine and they are trying to crawl away from you. What do you guys do?
Apply sword.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we'll just treat them as prone, and they are slain. Some of the others are starting to stir, but they will not be awake in this round. And you guys can dispatch 2 around each.
And the web had gone off. Did that trap some that hadn't even gotten into the room yet?
I should roll because they were fairly packed, so that's going to be actually because they're witnessing what's going down, and they are 2 croaking, some of them angrily. So let me see. We're going to say 2, 4, 6 of them, possibly. Yes, no, maybe. Dang it. I don't know. Can you repeat the question?
The web, does it cut off some troglodytes? Are there a lot of them?
That I'm checking.
Rhetoric doesn't always work on me.
All right, let's see. So savings are fighter 2. They do not save either. So and let's see, the last two, no and no. So no, the 6 that you caught in the back of these are also trapped.
Awesome.
So, I'll take a lit torch from a follower and set the remaining trogs on fire.
And then get ready to fight them because they're going to be freed. And they
Well,
may not,
what are we going to do?
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, and prepare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I could chuck a flask of oil over there, burning oil.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
let's finish off all the ones around us first. I mean, there's enough of us to kill 16 of them.
We'll get rid of the troglodytes and get to the web, burn the web, and destroy the remaining troglodytes.
Okay. So
Double.
that's 7, 8, 4. 7, 8, 4, 6, 3, 8. So we'll say that 3 of them are crisped, 3 of them are still alive, and leaping up, like jumping, like they were sitting down, waiting for something to happen. Behind these, when the webs burn away, you see another large group of trogs.
I'm out of spells.
Well, here's where I might have to cast a few then.
Okay. All right. The revolting smell is noisome. Those of you who failed, and I should have rolled, have stopped losing strength. Those of you who failed the second time have stopped losing strength. But there are now 3 troglodytes freed. Their brothers are croaking them on, and they are moving forward as the ones behind them push forward.
Fear of silence.
Sure. How many are we talking about?
Let me look at the map.
All of them.
Yeah.
How many troglodytes? All of them.
Yeah. How many police are there? All. So yeah, this is a kind of a narrow gap. You're kind of like in the troglodyte hot gates because they are just, you can just see their crests sticking up, bobbing in the reddish, hellish torchlight, the miasma of horrible smell and so forth. And you're just, you are.
It may be time to leave, to back off.
Well, can I advance into that narrower section?
Sure.
Time?
Yes, there are. That gap is only big enough for a couple of troglodytes to fight in, but you still have 3 just beyond it who are fighting you guys. And it widens fairly quickly after that narrow spot. So you are very quickly in this round going to have a 4th troglodyte on your immediate front, and then 2 in the back, and an unknown number coming up that sort of fundus-shaped hallway tunnel passage that comes up towards you.
How big was the opening behind us? It was what, 6 feet?
No, it's a little bit bigger than that. It's about 8 feet, almost 10 feet wide at one point.
How about we retreat to that one?
Yeah.
They can fight us 2 by 2. I'll take one side.
Yeah, I'll take a spot up front.
Turgo, can I heal Turgo with my last cure light wounds?
If you want to start doing that now, because we have, well, I mean, the troglodytes are going to do stuff. The troglodytes are right there in front of you. So if you want to stop and start casting cure light wounds, yes. If you all just want to move back, yes, but you can't do it on the run.
Yeah. Okay, so then no, I'll move back.
Okay. And I think are we back around to mark for initiative?
I think so.
All right, rolling.
Nice.
Party goes first. You guys are fighting withdraw 10 feet back.
Yep.
Yep.
Can we make an attack with the fighting withdrawal or no?
No.
Okay.
The troglodytes advance 10 feet. They are in the larger cave, so, and I guess well, no, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to ask you, what's your formation as you're moving back? Are you just hell for leather back or what?
Oh, mage first.
Yeah.
Mage first.
With
His
bodyguards.
guards. Then Leo and
Yeah, I
Nerm,
figured.
and then us.
Yeah, I figured I'd be side by side with Outlier on that.
Okay.
So that we
And what about
all
the
back up and
henchmen?
we maintain the front.
Now get him back there.
Okay, so you want Darawesh in the vanguard of the retreat.
Have him in the second line. Hand that man a spear.
All right. Okay, Darwesh is in the second line. You move back. You're getting initially TK and Turgo, you are each going to get 2 attacks because you got 4 trogs who've spread out and are threatening not only your salient but your center line as well.
Yep.
And I see, let's see if we go. I don't think a 16 is going to hit Outlier, not from this thing.
AC 0, 2 hit dice. Doubt it.
Doubtful, yeah. Let's see.
They'd still, even at 2 hit dice, they'd still need.
Oh no, that's a hit. That's the 16 actually does hit you.
Damn.
Yeah. All right, and he drives a spear home at you as you're moving back, and you take cocked die.
They fight
2
us
points
like
of
little
damage.
fighters. Good for them.
Yep.
I take 2.
Yes. Okay, so you've moved back, they've moved forward, and I'm guessing the next round is going to be the same process, right?
Yep.
All right, whose turn on initiative is it?
Mine. 6.
All right,
Sweet.
The party will move first, and you have reached your phase line, and the troglodytes advance now where you are at because you have cut them off from your flanks. This is just going to be an attack on Turgo and an attack on Outlier, and that is a pair of misses. Perhaps they're slipping in the entrails of their friends there in the midst of the room.
Perhaps they're scared.
But the room begins to very quickly fill up with more troglodytes behind them. So they are definitely willing to spend a lot of troglodyte blood to get you guys. They are hateful, vile creatures. And you guys have have accounted for yourselves very well. You have slain over a dozen, 15, 18, something like that.
Give that wizard some oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The oil's next.
Okay. So Abner is going to throw oil.
And his hirelings will as well.
And his hirelings will throw oil as well. Outlier is going to melee. Turgo is going to melee. Darawesh.
Turgo, how's the hit point situation?
Yeah, so I'm down a third.
You're down.
So I got 20 out of 31.
Oh hell, you're about as good as I am then. All right. Well, no, yes,
Yeah, it wasn't
I
too
will
bad.
apply sword.
Okay.
And
Darawesh is unfortunately not spear proficient. So he will stand by ready to battle as best he can.
Leo and
If the
Nerm can
opportunity-
take the second rank.
Yeah, give it to somebody who's spear proficient.
Right.
All right, yeah. Have Leo and Nerm in the second rank then.
It's like that scene in Aliens when they hand Bishop the gun and he, charges it and then hands it back to Hicks. Let's go ahead and roll initiative. And Mark, I think it's your turn now.
Turgo.
Me,
Turgo. Okay.
3. Paul,
Okay. That is actually a hit on Outlier, and you take 3 points of damage.
Okie dokie.
By the way, Ricky, thank you for the super chat. I wasn't ignoring you.
You are welcome.
But you weren't giving me a heal either.
Yeah.
Weren't there like some healing from the heavens or something? Divine intervention?
Okay.
The next heal I give him? I don't know. That'd be nice.
Okay. So yeah, they managed to gig you. Counterattacks, please. First you guys, then your men-at-arms ranks.
I don't know if that'll hit. It ain't good.
You're fighter 5, correct?
I'm fighter 4. Ooh, am I 5? I think I'm fighter 4.
Yeah, you're that's
I'm
right. You're fighter 4.
So, an 11 total. That's AC 7. Oh wait, AC 6 cause bless.
Yeah, no, not unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, my longsword. That's
nat 20 for Leo.
Hit AC 5, and my dagger hit AC 5.
Wow, so that is a pair of hits. Roll your attack, Turgo.
The longsword did 6, and the dagger did 4.
You slay him out of hand. He drops to the floor. There's another one immediately leaping in its place, but yeah, you did slay another one.
That one eats 5.
Okay, and he's still up, but he didn't like it.
Abner and hirelings threw oil and missed horribly in Alka.
Okay,
very low rolls.
Well,
sorry, front rank. You're very oily now.
They're packed. They are packed in. They are packed in. So we're going to use our little demon we have on the Delver's Discord, where I can do splash oil. 6 feet long, right? It just kind of sails off in that direction. 6 feet short, right?
So wall.
And 3 feet long left, and did 1 damage. So yeah, there's a troglodyte. Ow! Somewhere in their ranks, you hear one of them screech as burning oil hits him.
Okay.
All right. So in the new round, any more oil to be thrown in the new round?
Yes.
All right. TK and Outlier are going to melee.
Yep.
Bodyguards are going to melee with their spears from the 2nd rank. And our next initiative roller, which I believe is who? Yes, roll it, please.
5.
All right. Party goes first.
That's not much better. Is my bless still going? Has it been 6 rounds yet?
It has been more. Yeah, it's been 6 rounds now.
Yuck. Okay.
My bodyguards rolled 13s both for their oil,
Okay.
and Abner rolled an 8. I think those are all misses of some sort.
So Abner's oil, 5 feet right, and did 0 damage. You're just you guys are working that right hand wall.
Yeah, we hate that wall.
Yeah. And your bodyguards, both 13s.
Yep.
Yeah, those are both misses as well.
Crap.
Okay, 3 feet short in front, and it just kind of arcs over and smashes down just behind the front line. And yeah, you caught one and did 3 points of damage to him.
I'm helping.
Okay. How about melee attacks from the party up front?
Nope.
All right, longsword.
Leo and Nerm, nope, too.
Yeah, longsword's an easy hit.
Okay.
And dagger's an at 20. How about that?
Excellent.
I'm getting pretty lucky here. I'll roll the damage together. That's 6 and 5. So 6 for the longsword, 5 for the dagger.
Yeah, you strike down another one. God, it's going to be hilarious if you guys just mow through an entire troglodyte tribe.
Their low damage is the only thing that's been helping us.
Monsters
And
come in
good
one
roll.
side.
Yeah,
Sin's flurry
exactly.
comes out the other.
Exactly. So those of you watching along at home, and I've been surprised by the number of people who said, yeah, I put you up on my TV. This is like a show every night of the week. Wow.
Horrifying.
That's what I did mostly.
Hey, kids, gather around. We're going to watch The Dungeon Delver. Daddy, what's a big titty short stack goblin, Mama? We're not watching this anymore. Turn this off.
Instantly demonetized.
Instant demonetization. All right. So, yeah, those of you watching along at home, the next 40 minutes may literally just be troglodytes slowly being packed into this industrial troglodyte destruction machine that the party has become. But they do have morale checks and whatnot, so who knows? Maybe they'll break and run. Because honey, trogs like us, baby, we were born to run. You guys, counterattacks on you.
Yep.
Oh, that is a pair of hits. Look at the hits on that one. So that is going to be to Turgo with love. 1 point of damage and 2 points of damage.
Sweet.
And by the way, I just want to point out that Big Titty Short Stack Goblin Mommy is not something you would ever hear on certain other live streamed Dungeons and Dragons productions on the web. So if that's your jam, it's a unique service offered by Delver's Dungeon. All right. New round. You throwing those last those last flasks of oil there?
I've got 6 more flasks of oil.
Good God.
I got
2 more rounds. I can do this for 2 more rounds.
I got
You can
5
reach
in my bag.
pouch and pull out 3.
I'm not reaching into your pouch, Turgo.
Come on. I'll think nothing of it. It doesn't make you, any different.
So that's what Abner and his bodyguards are. Continue to miss, but lob oil over that way.
Yeah. There's an ExxonMobil exec crying somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. Then whoever's turn it is to roll initiative, please roll initiative because I know what the gobos are going to do. 6. The Trogos, not gobos. I've got goblins on the mind all of a sudden for some reason. All right. That is a hit on TK. That is a miss on Turgo. Oh, that is 6. That is 6 points of telling damage to
That's fine.
Sir Outlier. Missile fire.
Abner got a 12. That probably doesn't hit anything. And a 14 and a 10 for the hirelings.
That is negative and negative. So we're gonna
3 more splashes.
1. No. 2. No. 3. No.
Nerm hits
Maybe they'll
AC
cut
6.
themselves on all the broken glass that I'm sending over there.
Okay. Yeah, it's not safe. You got to wear boots in there, kids. All right. Counterattacks, please.
Nerm hits AC 6.
That will miss.
Okay, I decapitate one.
Okay, good. Back to it. Another one steps up.
Do they start
I,
climbing on top of each other?
Yeah, right.
I
Eventually,
hit
we
with
will
the
have a
longsword.
stack of bodies.
And miss with the dagger.
All right,
And
roll
the
your longsword.
The longsword does max damage, 11.
Okay, you slay another one, so that's
Good.
4
They're
or 5
just-
now.
yeah. I'm trying to think. You guys have knocked down about
22 so
22.
far.
22. Yeah, okay, 22. Okay, in the next round, what is Abner doing?
He's got more oil.
Outlier, Doom
I have a
Sword,
sword.
Men at Arms. Okay, let's roll initiative. Whoever's turn it is.
Doom sword.
Turgo?
5.
Yeah.
Yes.
There is a general panic by the troglodytes in the front, seeing that you guys have inflicted massive casualties on them, and they haven't dropped any of you, despite stinking up the place. They just keep seeing pots of flaming oil arc out of the darkness towards them. You don't know what's in their alien mindset. Somebody could have sounded the too high pitch for you to hear dinner bell, and they just want to go eat some half-dead gnomish merchant. Whatever the reason, the front rank turns and is like clawing and scratching and biting. At the next rank, they are in full retreat. You may strike at them at +4 in addition to any other bonuses to hit these two.
One's dead.
And the panic is kind of starting to spread.
One's dead. The other takes 4 from Leo.
Okay.
And would that make that, and not like it's necessary, but I don't get to use it often, would that make that a backstab?
No. He knows you're back there, but he just can't do anything about it.
Right. Well, I'm still stabbing him in the back, and that longsword hits, regardless of his protestations. The dagger hits as well. These dice are on fire tonight, so that's 7 and 3, so a total of 10 points of damage.
Okay. That is an ex-troglodyte. Yeah, the general panic, whatever it was, because there's a zone of silence. All they see is like their fellows like clawing. You see some of them have drawn weapons and are like smashing at their foes, not really killing them, but still striking. Troglodyte blood and ichor flying everywhere. It has turned into a rout, namely because you've slain now 26 of them and taken no casualties yourself.
Yep.
So they are in general retreat. What are you guys going to do? They are within 10 feet because how densely they were packed. So your entire group can move forward to where it widens and continue to strike at them if you wish.
I'm going to advance and scythe forward.
All right.
Yeah,
Yep.
we can't. We're not leaving this. We need that treasure.
All
And
right.
we can light them up, but we can follow them and attack too.
Okay. This is where I would be playing Deadly Sinners by 3 inches of blood if I wasn't going to get copyright struck and knocked off the internet. But anyway, so you continue just to churn forward, make your attacks at +4 because again they're retreating. They are en route from you.
Okay.
So that includes Darwash and maybe Leo and Nurm.
Yep.
Yes, I will roll for Darawesh.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he's cackling like a madman. Darawesh is, and
Nurm does 7. I fell 1 with 15 total.
Nurm slays 1, Darawesh slays 1, TK slays 1. Turgo?
I hit once for 6 points.
He's still up, but he's dragging a leg that has been almost completely severed.
Like 30 trogs now.
Yep.
Yeah, that's you've slain 30 of them, and it looks like there may be a dozen or more maybe trying to push out of this room. So you are close enough that you can close to the next rank if you wish. They are still fleeing. Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
It's my turn.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
2.
Okay. Well, they are in true panic, and because they're slippery, because they're covered with trog oil, they do manage to move forward 10 feet, but you guys can also move forward to 10 feet and strike at their rear.
Okay,
All
so
right.
that's one hit.
Abner and his hirelings are going to start looking to see if there's a loose change on these trogs that are all strewn about.
Okay.
Leo and Nerm combined do 9 to one. And
That slays it.
I do 12 to another.
That slays it. So that's 32 you've taken down.
Longsword hits AC 6. I believe that's a miss.
That is a miss.
Yeah.
And Darwesh hits one and does 6 points to a rather weakened Trog who slumps to the floor. Its spine cut.
My dagger did hit for 3. Chances are it was the same one that Darwesh hit or something.
Okay. Well, that one had ample hit points, but you definitely got his attention. Whatever the holdup was, you think that it's been cleared out because they are now, like, you can see the ones furthest away from you are in a panicked retreat away. There's still a group of 4 that you can reach, and so far you've slain 33 of them.
Yep.
33.
Yep. All right. So
let's go ahead and roll initiative and see if this group can catch the last plane out.
2.
They're already 10 feet away, but they can move their maximum move to get away from you guys, and they do. You hear their feet slapping stone, and croaks and cries in their tongues, and you're sure that fear and glory would be heaped upon your names by the troglodytes if you only spoke troglodyte, or they could just be saying, hey, it's free dinner day at Chick-fil-A if you dress up in a costume. You don't know.
Can I cast Hold Person?
Let's see if you can.
Well, I mean, I am capable thereof.
You are capable. Well, I mean, let's see. I do not know if troglodytes are included in Hold Person.
And that is why I'm doing this. That is the only reason I'm doing this. This is a for science question.
Okay.
AD&D science.
I mean, my character's not going to know.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
Like, I don't role play much, but when I do, like,
oh, you role play fine. Don't knock yourself. Let's see.
this is just an example thereof. It's where it's like the dwarf just goes, I don't know.
Okay, go ahead and cast it
Okay.
on this treeing fleo.
Yeah.
Range is 60 feet, and where you're at,
They're well within it.
yeah, I'm gonna say because it's almost a direct shot to the south before whatever cave they're gonna try and flee in. So go ahead and roll it.
I don't roll. I just choose the number of targets, right?
All right, yeah, 1, 2,
So
3,
So
and
3, and they get their save.
no. None of them
Nice.
save. So apparently Hold Person does work on troglodytes because they stop just as they're getting around the bend. Like they all just kind of lurch to a halt. And the croaking is sort of echoing away to the south.
Now I know.
TK, it was also in the description of the spell. You could just read it.
I mean, yes, I know that. But I hate to tell you something. Would my character know that?
Yeah, that's true.
Like it's yeah.
Well,
Just
I mean,
because-
it's
Your
it's
character
a,
can read the PHP just as well as you.
yeah, right.
yeah. It's a fine example of role play.
Yeah. So, yeah. Do Do you all want to keep going? I think that might be a bad idea.
I mean, I'm going to put these 3 out of commission.
Yeah. Those 3.
All right.
But if we continue on, we may run into more, or they'll regroup and come back at us. We probably want to clean up and leave. That's my
Okay,
advice.
so in moving to the south to slay these 3, you come out into a cavern that is about 50 feet wide where you enter it. You can see there's a tunnel on the other side of it, and you hear the noise of many feet moving away through it. This is some kind of, you think, maybe common area. There are a few troglodyte young crawling around on the floor, screaming and croaking.
They're in full retreat.
Overturned barrel here, a burlap sack full of reeking, rotting fish, something awful hanging from a chain. You don't know if it's a orc torso or whatever, swinging there.
Let's do a quick search while they're in full retreat.
Yeah, to me it sounds like they're in full retreat. So,
Right.
Turgo,
Yeah.
should I heal you or your follower?
The follower.
Yeah, I got one spell left, so
Okay.
we're in
Darwish,
double
you
digits.
fought
He ain't,
well.
so I'll heal him.
Remember
right, that's
this. I
7 hit.
sacrificed for you.
7 hit points back to Darwish.
Okay.
So he is at full. Darwish is at full hits now. And he is dispatching the troglodyte young. So you're searching around this room now. Let's see.
Plus, of course, the fallen ones, etc.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
pulling out
Right.
all their pocket change.
So it's horrible to touch these things.
Oh,
They're constantly just a sticky, greasy sebum-like affair out of flaps in their skin. So yeah, you're like, hub. It's, the smell is already dreadful.
They haven't invented Vicks Vapor Rub yet, which is sad.
No.
If it worked for crime scene investigators, it'd work great here.
What you do is you take a little branch of camphor, you tie it to some twine, you wrap it around your head, and just have it resting on your nose underneath your helmet there.
That's what my nose ring's for.
There you go. Yeah, the only thing, like, some of them just inexplicably got like rocks, dried fish heads, orc ears, toes of some unfortunate creatures, small stone knives, but that's it. You don't really find anything of note, of interest on them.
Oh, well.
Anything when we search the room?
No, just the trash I mentioned.
Crap.
Well, do we want to advance him?
We are out of spells now.
I have one.
I'll fight. Whatever. Make the call.
I'm more than happy to go in. Wizard, Abner, I've got one sec. I need to make sure I'm not making a liar out of myself here. Where's my oil at? I've got 5. Take those.
Okay.
I have 3. You're welcome to those as well.
Okay, so we do a little bit of oil transfer to my bodyguard's backpack so we can get it easily.
Exactly. And otherwise, second verse same as the first. Let's advance. There's only one exit here, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move through it.
And we can get Darwish up in the fray with his broadsword, being that it's opened up, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
You through your breast.
All right. You pass through the southern tunnel out of this cave. It does narrow down a little bit to like 9 feet, so you're a little snug going through in phalanx. It immediately turns to the east and broadens out to at least 15 feet wide. So you are able to refuse your flanks if you wish. At the far end of this gallery that you come into, stand with javelins at the ready, no fewer than a dozen troglodytes. They heard you coming, and you're keeping your eyes out for them. So there's no chance for surprise. They're about 50 feet away. What is the party's intentions?
Abner and his crew can't do much. We can't throw oil that far.
I got a short bow.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a bow as well. I'll take some shots before anybody decides to close.
Good idea.
Okay. They are rearing back with their javelins. Let's go ahead and roll initiative. Whoever we're up to now.
TK, I think.
Me? All right. You didn't want me to do that. You didn't want me to do that. That's a 1.
Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to say that's going to be each player character is taking a javelin throw, is taking a couple of javelin throws.
Crap.
So that is a miss on Abner. That is a miss on Abner. 2 rolls of 1.
Nice. And hey, it's a hard distance throw for them.
That is a miss on TK. That is a miss on TK. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 8 more. Guys, I have rolled 4 of 5 dice rolls have been 1s with this D20.
Are these stormtroopers or troglodytes?
Hey, I had one of my party members roll 7 nat 20s in a row. We thought they were cheating, and it was ridiculous. So
the worm turns. That is a nat 20. That is.
I jinxed it. Sorry, guy.
That's okay.
But it's a point of damage to Turgo.
That's sweet.
That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now against the men at arms 7.
Yes, they are stormtroopers.
All right, so Leo is struck for a point of damage. Good Lord. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These 2 are against Arish. Let's see.
Leo's at 6 of 7.
That's a miss and a miss on him. 9, 10, 11. And Nurm is missed with a 2 and a 1.
Nice.
So yeah, there's just this rain of javelins, but it's like, you bring your shields up and you hear grunts as a few of them kind of strike home on some men. You look over and Darius is kind of giving you a thumbs up as he's holding up his shield, and the javelins are clattering off. Counterfire.
I ping 1 for 5.
Okay. Remember, you get 2 shots.
Yep. That's the end. That's my first one. And yeah, I only pinged the 1 for 5.
I hit once for 6.
And together we put down a troglodyte.
Okay, yeah, you do wound a couple of troglodytes. They're now yelling and hissing and hefting up stone axes, and you think you know what they're going to do in the next round. How about Abner?
When they get closer, lob oil.
And same for your men-at-arms?
Yeah.
Or no, your men-at-arms are up on the flanks, aren't they?
No, they were going to stick with me to throw.
Okay. All right. TK, are you waiting to receive their advance?
Well, they're not going to cross 50 feet in a single turn, so I'm going to shoot 2 more arrows at them.
They can do troglodyte movement is absolutely enough for them to get 50 feet in a single round.
All right, if that's
they won't be able to melee in this round.
Well, I could still I'd still get at least 1 shot off, I would think.
Oh, it depends on initiative. We'll see
depends on
what
the
initiative.
So I'll take that gamble.
Okay. And how about Doomsword?
Yeah, I'll follow Outlier's lead on this.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll initiative, and I believe it is your turn, Doomsword.
Please roll well.
I'm hoping.
You can't roll worse than I did.
6.
In fact, you rolled exactly the opposite of what I did.
Okay.
So they start moving. I rolled a 1. You guys rolled a 6. So yes, you can get an arrow shot off each at them.
Okay, but we don't get the end. We don't get the end of round shot, do we?
You don't get the end of round shot. No, they will close by then.
I do 5 to 1.
And I miss.
Okay, and the one that you did 5 to falls, but there's just another one that jumps over him.
Oh yeah.
There is a troglodyte, or rather, there is a group of troglodytes in the mix here who, let's see.
Murder.
No, you know what? No. Okay, these are all your stock standard troglodytes that are coming at you guys. Okay, they cross that distance. You guys have fired. I'm going to roll for Darwish.
Can Abner and his people throw their oil now, or is that next round? Now that they've come up to us.
No. You could throw it when they were advancing. The initiative difference was large enough that
the best was a 15 from one of the hirelings.
That maybe, let's see, a 15. Oh no.
Yeah, I think I need a 16.
Yep.
Let's see. Okay, well, we'll say the 15 landed close enough that it splashed on him, and he is burning now. He took 3 points of burnination. Awesome. Did not like it, but he's a battle-scarred old veteran anyway, so he's marching forward with his axe in hand. They close up in this round. Darwish missed, and you guys have got 2 men-at-arms that can strike at them.
Yep. Leo, that's a no, and that's a no for Nerm as well.
Okay, new round, and I'm guessing you guys are going to make dead trogs.
Yep.
Okay.
Plan.
Mark, are we back around to you for initiative?
Yes, we are. And I rolled a 5.
Nice.
They rolled a 1. You guys will strike first.
Okay, oil.
Okay.
Come on, oil.
A 20 and a 16 from my 2 hirelings.
Nice.
Both of those
and
hits.
A 20 from Abner. We finally figured out how to do this.
I got a 16 and a 17 for Leo and Nerm. So.
Okay, yeah, they marched right up into your artillery and your close range picket. So go ahead and roll 2d6 for every flask of oil that hit.
Okay.
Brilliant.
DM.
2d6.
Yes.
16 from me, 8 from Leo, 8 from Nerm.
So 16 for you, and Leo and Nerm each rolled an 8, so that's a miss for Leo and Nerm.
Oh, no, that's damage.
Oh, that's good lord. All right.
And I have the oil damage when you're ready.
Okay.
And I have attacks after that.
Yep.
I got max damage across the board.
Beautiful.
Wow. Leo, Nerm, and Outlier slay 3. They just, they come charging up. They've got their axes in hands. They're building up a head of steam. A couple of them get taken down with arrows. Then oil pots start bursting amongst them, and they die on your swords. They literally rush forward, and You're hacking them into bloody ribbons. Roll some oil damage, please.
The oil damage is 4, 8, and 8.
4, 8, and 8.
Yeah. I'm assuming the 4 is Abner's because it's less effectual.
Only one of them has survived that, and he will take another D6 damage in the next round.
Sweet.
This is insane. Folks, if you're watching this, whether you're listening, this plucky little group of 3 player characters and 1 NPC and some men-at-arms, and I'm not... Players, tell me, am I playing the troglodytes particularly dumb or bad?
Nope.
There's only one thing you forgot to do.
Get good dice.
Well, no, not that. Was have us save when they rushed us.
Ah, that's right.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Go ahead and give me and that only pertains to strength. So
Sorry, guys.
no, that's okay. Thank you for reminding me.
I cleared my 5.
One hireling actually made it this time, but Abner and the other bodyguard
Okay.
are sickened
Yeah,
again.
and I failed mine. I'm sickened as well.
We're getting pretty damn weak, so I should knock off
Yeah.
hits from my hirelings.
Leo hurls and Nerm is fine.
Okay, that is 2 more rounds of loss of strength.
Yeah, crap.
You guys have
there
actually been
anybody?
doing.
Anybody left for me to attack?
Oh, Darawesh is like. I love that smell of burned troglodyte in the morning. It smells like
You
victory.
Darwesh or what?
Captain Darwesh.
Yeah.
yeah. And
I'll
when we
make my
got up in
attacks.
that cave, we didn't find a single body, not a single trog body. But it had that smell, that oil flask smell in the morning. It smells like victory. That's my best Robert Duvall, guys. Sorry, that's as good as it's going to get. Okay.
Doomsor, did you hit something?
Yeah.
The floor.
I could see
Only the
Darvesh.
dagger hit, and that was 4 points of damage.
I could see Darvesh being like one of those people like me. Like the smell of skunk doesn't bother me. To me, it just smells like burnt coffee.
Mm.
Like I'm just like Dort's like, no, what's the problem? I don't get it.
So yeah, you split his belly open. He is like trying to hold what's inside in and still fight you with your dagger. So he's still thrashing around. Good Lord, that's a lot of casualties you guys just inflicted.
Mm-hmm.
So counterattacks, I guess we're just going to go down the line because some of them are
they turn and run.
Still moving forward. Well, that we'll see what they do in the next round. There's a bunch in here, guys. There's a bunch. Now, granted, how many have you slain?
33
Yes.
plus.
Well, I mean,
another
in this room.
3. Oh, and then in this room we killed
5 or 6.
4, 5, plus the ones with the oil, 6, 7.
Right.
Yeah. So, and possibly 8 when the other one finishes burning in the next round.
Yes.
So yeah, so counterattacks, they're still in it to win it. So we're gonna go our player characters and our NPC. Oh, okay. So yeah, that actually is a hit on Outlier, and that is a hit on Darwish. Darwish takes 4 points of damage and does not like that. Outlier takes 2 points of damage.
Grade you.
All right, so Darwish staggers back under an axe blow. And the troglodytes are hissing. Dungeon Minister Robert Duvall. I thought it was Garrison Keeler. Got Garrison Keeler in Apocalypse Now. Let's smell that napalm smell in the morning. Smells like victory. Okay. All right. Come on, you cowardly, scaly-skinned bastards. Oh no, they're staying in. They're staying in. They've seen your blood. They bleed. They bleed as mere mortals do. So they're staying in the fight, at least for now.
I'm gonna yell for Darwish to fall back. He can't take another hit.
Okay.
Fall back, Darwish. You've done your part.
All right. He's got a shield up, and he's going to try and rotate out of battle. And that was on you guys. And let me see for your minute. And that's a miss on the men-at-arms on the ends. So, yes, now we're to initiative. And you guys are melee. They're melee.
More oil.
Any more? And oil. Whose turn is it for Nish? Just roll it, please.
Is that me this time?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Yep.
4.
It is tied. Missile fire goes first. Their stone hand axes. TK, your greatsword will go last, and spears from.
Yep, and one's on fire. So does that happen now?
Yes. Go ahead and roll your d6 damage.
6.
Oh yeah, he just like. You're not sure if this is oily skin or one of them screeches in not Hobgoblin Bill. He screeches at him in Troglodyte. Run around, it'll blow the flames out.
Mm-hmm.
So he runs in a circle and then drops dead.
And the other, I threw more oil. All 3 missed. So you'll do more.
All right, so let's do some splashes.
Maybe we'll get lucky.
Maybe.
A couple of them catch a little bit of damage. Their feet and legs have been blistered.
That's it for me.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Melees, please. Right. So they have hand axes, and the speed on those is actually okay-ish, but I want to.
Does it beat? It doesn't beat longswords though, does it?
Hand axes are pretty fast.
Yeah, hand axes are pretty fast. I mean, you think basically it's a tomahawk.
That's fair.
Speed factor of
plus
4.
3 longswords.
Yeah, longsword is 5. Yep. So they're just they're just a notch faster. So we'll just go down the line and say Darwish had plenty of time to shuffle back, so this is going to be TK and Turgo, and then your men-at-arms on the ends. That's a miss and a miss on TK and Turgo, and then men-at-arms, that's a miss and a hit, and man-at-arms takes 2. All right.
Yep.
Now attack. Counterattacks.
Well, Nurm gets his revenge and deals 3.
Okay. Nurm's target is redoubtable and does not blench when he is struck. How about TK?
Nope.
Oh, Outlier missed? Good Lord. Okay.
I rolled a 2. It happens.
It happens.
All right. Longsword is a miss. And dagger's a miss. Oh, it's turn.
Wow. Okay.
I think I have to roll a 10. No, I have to roll I have to roll like a 9 or higher to hit these guys, I think.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're in it for one more round. We've got just a few minutes to the top of the hour. So let's the party's going to stay in initiative. Or stay in melee, and who's going to roll initiative? Because I know what the. All right, roll it.
3.
They will go first.
Okay.
All right. Outlier, you're missed. Turgo, you are missed. Man-at-Arms 1 is missed. Man-at-Arms 2 is missed.
Okay.
Flaming oil. One of the hirelings get a 19, and the Abner and the other hireling miss.
All right. Let me do the 2 splashes, and then you tell me what you got.
2d6, right? For the
Yes.
hit. 11 for the hit. This oil goes up to 11.
Okay, so your short rounds did set a couple more on fire again. And 11, you say?
Yep.
That sets one on fire, and he is screaming horribly because he's, on fire.
It happens.
I hew one for 11.
He drops. How about Turgo Doomsword?
Longsword hits and dagger misses.
Okay.
But the longsword does 6 points of damage.
Okay, he's still up. And that completes the round. Go ahead and roll your d6 for your last for your last burning oil for the next round, please.
5.
Yeah, he drops. He drops. So that's a total of 8 you've slain in here, I believe.
So another 8.
Yeah, at least 8 in here. In this
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we had a count. Yeah, we
Yeah.
had a count. of
Okay.
8
Okay.
last
So
round.
we're up to 48 dead total.
Yeah, 48
Yeah.
dead total. You're looking at maybe 10 are bunched up, and they're not looking terribly confident. One of them looks over his scaly shoulder and croaks out and hisses something. And that is where we're going to leave it for this week. And we'll see what come next week Thank you very much to our audience once again, and as always, for being here. It's great to see, for me, 17 in the audience. I mean, I realize it's like a big streamer. That's nothing. That's not even like the number of bots they get. But hey, I do what I can, right? So thank you, everyone, for hanging out tonight. I appreciate it. We will be back tomorrow with some live Let's Play Traveler, which, of course, you'll be in, TK. And it will be Traveler. It will not be Nerd Council of Doom tomorrow. We will actually be playing. Thursday, we'll be back for some more I1 Read. And then Friday, if we're not done with I1 on Thursday, well, we should finish it up on Friday. But Friday night, we will be playing Call of Cthulhu, Horror from the Mind of H.P. Lovecraft, condensed onto the gaming tabletop, played for the month of October for your fear and amusement. So thank you all very much for being here tonight. I do appreciate it. To my players, as always, thank you. And we'll see you guys next time. Have a lovely evening. Please be safe and keep your hirelings out of troglodyte caves. Good night.